I can only do so much. I'm gonna only tell you once. I'm not gonna tell you twice.
Right off mother.
If you get 4 different kinds of juices, your glass still full. You feel me? So
Everybody should figure out how to solve their problems. Some people can solve their own problems. Some people need help. There's nothing wrong with needing help.
Black woman to tell you need therapy. I've seen it on Twitter already, brother. I'm just letting you know they're gonna hear things. They need therapy. I'm just letting you know, dog. I'm just telling you what I read, brother. I'm just telling you.
Diagnose your ass.
Diagnose your ass. Right off mother.
Diagnose your ass.
I can only do so much. I'm gonna only tell you once. I'm not gonna tell you twice.
Right off mother.
If you get 4 different kinds of juices, your glass still full. You feel me? So
Palace 35, Palace 35, Palace 35. We live.
Hold on, nigga. We not live yet. Nigga, the video ain't going.
The button red, you heard what I said, man.
Nigga,
It's
now
your
we
boy.
live, nigga.
The deuce with the juice. We live. Palace 35. It's your boy Ocho the GOAT. You feel me? You in this motherfucker, man. We back. We got a brand new loaf. We got a brand new season on the way.
Hey, baby, this is exclusive.
Man, this Mr. Nino, man. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Tech
baby,
Guy,
this is
Mr. Do It All. Shouts out to P35 Records, man. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the whole cast. Shouts out to Grizz. Shouts out to Goose. Shouts out to Ronnie. Shouts out to myself. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Mr. J. Shouts out to KD, K Dizzle ODO. You know what I'm saying? Like, go check us out.
Right off mother.
Smooth Rod Mac, Suave Casanova.
Right
Welcome
off
to
mother.
season 2. Welcome to Palace 35. Let's get it.
Season 2, man. We kicking y'all off with a little something cozy, you know, a little something different.
I knew I should
Something
have saved that
around,
fucking
you know?
intro. Damn, I forgot what we was doing. God, yeah, go ahead. My fault, brother.
You feel me? So, on a more serious side of things for once, we don't do this too often.
Yeah.
But I've been kind of just surveying the land, you know, like getting on social media every day. Like, I'm pretty new to TikTok. I'd say I've been on TikTok for like 2 months, just kind of like digesting the type of content that's on there.
Yeah.
You see a lot of things that kind of perpetuate dealing with anxiety, dealing with depression, or like triggers that might be from anxiety or depression, or like even just the normalization of some of these things, or like even just them joking about it so lightheartedly, like this XYZ gives me PTSD, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm damaged, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's just like, I feel like today's society, everybody is kind of wearing their scars the wrong way.
I feel that.
Explain that a little, because
So, to elaborate on that,
yeah, go ahead.
shouldn't really be making memes out of mental illnesses, probably, you know. It's cool to, you know, like get the jokes off. I mean, everything is kind of humorous, but it's like, it's a very, very dark kind of humor, you know. Like, I feel like if you watch Rick and Morty, like I was saying, you see a lot of dark humor. It kind of exposes you to a lot of different patterns of thinking, you know. Like, there's some episodes you see Morty damn near get raped. There's some episodes you see them literally like bury themselves and shit. Like, the shit get dark. Even Family Guy got some episodes where it's like Stewie and them almost killed themselves, and it's like, these things have kind of been normalized in our society, and then like the undertones exist way more frequently than a lot of people are privy to.
I mean, these things have always been normal in society.
Especially jokes. I mean, bro, I seen 9/11 jokes yesterday.
I saw a lot of
did too.
9/11 jokes yesterday.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if we can joke about 9/11, someone can crack a PTSD joke. That's all I'm saying.
true.
That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
Right off, mother.
I mean,
To have some perspective.
yeah. I agree with that, and I also feel like I think there are so many more jokes about mental illness because it's such a accepted thing now. It's more widely accepted.
More normalized.
Yeah,
as they would say.
thank you.
Let's
thank you.
normalize.
Perfect. It's a more normalized version. It's more in society now. So if everyone knows that this exists, now everyone feels comfortable of joking about it and talking about it. So I think, while I do feel you that sometimes it can be a bit much, and some things can be triggers for other people, but in that day and age that we live in, I don't think that's necessarily where we need to be focused. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's a good thing that people can openly joke about what they're going through, because people used to try and pin all that shit in. So I think it's a step in the right direction.
I'm definitely I joke through a lot of things, so I get it.
Yeah.
Is I feel like some of that stuff, I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way when I see it. Like it just hit my spirit the wrong way. Like,
And let me ask you this. Is it because you feel like maybe at some point you have had some sort of mental illness, or maybe you have been depressed?
and I feel like I wouldn't necessarily say like I've been depressed, like chronic depressed. Like I feel like everybody done been sad,
Yeah.
Sometimes you've been sad longer than you intended to be. Sometimes it's kind of hard to quit being sad, but like I never really try to like claim diseases or mental illnesses and stuff like that. So like I never proclaim being like depressed or like having anxiety. I can remember times where like I felt depressed, but like you could kind of shake it, like I'm pretty well rooted in my positive shit to where I don't let the negative shit really weigh me down too heavily.
Okay, so you wouldn't have like chronic depression or
Yeah.
Okay,
I
fair
doubt I
enough.
would get diagnosed with something like severe chronic depression, like I be sad, like I got a short fuse on certain things, but like y'all know I'm a pretty upbeat person for the most part. Like I don't really
That's
feel
everybody.
like
Yeah.
I got too much going on.
They say the black man needs therapy a lot. And it's just like, what does that necessarily mean? I mean, I don't think, like you said, I don't think we all necessarily have a mental illness that you could go to the doctor and actually get diagnosed for. I don't think we all have one. Now,
I agree.
we may have a short fuse, but I mean, you could say that for every human. Like you said, everyone gets sad.
So what
but-
I've noticed, like if I did have depression, I've feel like it would be like situational. Like
Okay.
sometimes, like your mind state, you'll be sad because you just want things sooner than they're ready for,
Yeah.
I feel that.
And like, like you can get ahead of yourself, like you could have high expectations and get psyched up, and that's why you got let down, So it's like you gotta stay out the peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
But it's like overall, I'm pretty chill. Like I don't really let shit like weigh on me for too long. I don't mind expressing myself, getting through it, because I feel like sometimes you get depressed because you can't really like express yourself, or you can't really like address the situation / fix the situation.
Yeah.
I'm always pretty solution oriented, So like we're solution oriented. You work through it naturally. Just all right. What the fuck can we do to get out of this?
And I think it's kind of, and just to kind of touch back into it, I think what you said is kind of a key in why people push for black men to have therapy, because no one really, like, we don't feel like as black men we have that space to talk or to really, voice our feelings and our emotions. We can't do it with our homies necessarily. You know what I'm saying? We can't do it with our lady, because then we this, we that.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do it with their mom. That's a real thing. So instead, but I think it's kind of wrong for the black community and black women specifically to push so hard for therapy.
I agree. No, I agree. I agree.
And
with you.
I
Because it's just every time they push for therapy, it's a negative connotation to it.
Well,
like,
not only that.
You're right.
I
You're
agree.
right.
I agree, but not
Absolutely.
only that. Like, they say so often they want their partner to be the one that they can confide in, and we know a lot of niggas when we're in relationships, like, we do a lot to make sure our woman feels that security. Most of us do.
But you down there end up being a life coach.
You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, like for you to turn around and say, well, why don't you go and why don't you just go to therapy? It's like, well, shorty, I'm sitting here doing all this for you. And
I think it's very dismissive. I think it's very selfish. I think it's very short-sighted because it's like you're telling me I need to go to therapy, but yet you come to me every day, every week with 3 new issues, and I better have a problem. And if I'm not listening, I'm in trouble.
We always certain because Nino got dope.
yeah.
It sounds like you're the one that needs a therapist.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are right. A lot of times when, especially black women, are saying these things, they are in a negative connotation, and
Because sometimes they project. Like,
yeah, they are projecting.
you need therapy because you raised an issue that you had with her.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's kind of dismissive of the actual root of the damn problem. Like I said, sometimes depression is situational. So it's like you would be happier if XYZ was solved. And a lot of times they'll find out that, like, even if XYZ was solved, if you have chronic depression, if you really, really just sad, XYZ not gonna fix that. Like, a lot of the celebrities, like, you know, money can't buy happiness. So, like, they had it all and, oh, we couldn't believe it. We never would have thought.
yeah.
It'd be all kind of shit like that. So it's like,
Well, I mean, we're also seeing a large number of people with money coming out and saying that they suffer from some sort of depression or anxiety as well. So I think it's clear that money is not the answer to everyone's problems. It may be an answer to some people's problems, but it's not an answer to everyone's problems.
I just don't know how. I mean, if these are true mental illnesses, how money can fix that. I mean, like if you buy drugs, that can fix it. I mean, but if you are depressed and you get $10 million, you'll probably still be depressed.
Exactly. You just a depressed motherfucker with
$10 million. That's probably it. So, but Ocho, I think you mentioned some good points. You know what I'm saying? So you aren't depressed. So we've gotten that. So that's the answer that you're going with.
yeah. I'm not depressed. We can lock it in. I'll be cool. You feel me? I'll be upbeat. Y'all know I'm Ocho.
So why can't niggas crack jokes, man? That's what,
No, like I said, bro, like some of these jokes, like I don't know, bro. Like it just be on my spirit. Like I wish I could just pull them up when I see them. But like literally, I'll see like some TikToks that made me close the app out. I was like, that's kind of, I don't fucking know. Like,
I'll agree.
it's just
with
like
that.
we say, like they're pushing to normalize some of these things, and like when you normalize something, you can also weaponize it too. So like some of these memes, like TikTok, the tone is like overall toxicity. You know, I see a lot of dark humor on my TikTok and shit. So it's like they damn near saying, "Oh yeah, I got this shit. Oh well, I'm finna fuck you over. Oh well, it's because of this." And it's like, it's cool, it's fun. I guess I don't know. Like I said, that shit just be rubbing me the wrong way, bro. Like I don't know if that's the move.
Yeah.
And I really wish I had a motherfucking example for y'all ass.
I'm so like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I can
Bro, I
make
should be
of
linking that shit when I see that shit, bro. I wish I had an example, but
So okay, so let's delve here. Let's delve here. I think that was kind of a nice little opening to whatever. So do you guys feel like, and let's say our generation of black men, do you feel like we are more depressed than, let's say, our fathers and our grandfathers were? Let's start there.
I would have to say no. Reason I would have to say no is because while we were doing some homework on what causes, you know, these black male mental health issues, a lot of the underlying causes were racism. So just sticking with that, we know the racism that the previous generations faced was much more flagrant, much more intense, much more frequent
I mean,
than what we deal with today.
not only that, to kind of build on top of it, I think to take it broader than just racism, the socioeconomics.
I was gonna
of
say
those
next, we know
times.
also like back then, black men weren't as educated as frequently, you know, so like there was a lack of good paying jobs. Like we said, depression can be situational. Trying to get a job, can't get it. Trying to make ends meet, can't get it. You feel me? I got kids and shit. Shit rough with the wife. Yeah, that is a form of depression. You know, like shit was rough in the 70s and the 80s. You know, like all them projects, all them shows and shit. Good times and shit. Them was a lot of families.
Yeah.
Good times low key would depress you.
And to kind of build on top of, you know what I'm saying, like, I think the socioeconomics played a huge factor because black people did have a hard time getting, you know, the same sort of opportunities, and that can weigh on any person to want to be better and do better, and you can't. So to answer your question, I don't think we are more depressed than they were then. I just think because it's a more open subject in the black community now, it's a more talked about thing, so it may.
It's getting diagnosed more, so now it
Exactly.
seems like there's a surge. But
Yeah,
these were the numbers the whole time, basically.
I mean, to be honest, I think the numbers were a lot worse.
Yeah.
Because when you're dealing with racism and socioeconomic oppression, it's real hard not to. I mean, that's why things like the Jim Crow laws were able to work so well, because when you beat down and you at your last, it's like, okay, well, maybe I should try this for my family to you know. So I think it all kind of plays a part, and I don't think now in 2022, when we just looked it up, 24% of us have college degrees, and I think the number of us making at least $35,000 to $40,000 a year is a higher number. You know, now granted, inflation, that's not as much money as it used to be, but we're all doing relatively better than our ancestors and in the 60s, all of that. So I think retrospect and what is the word? Perception. I think perception plays a big part, because if all you pay attention to is what the rich people doing and how rich people live, of course you're gonna be depressed, because you're gonna have a terrible perception of your life. Whereas if you're really paying attention to what makes you happy, you know, what everyone in the world is going through, not just rich people, you'll understand that a lot of the problems that you go through are not just your problems. These are problems that a lot of people go through. So I think perception plays a key in figuring out why you're depressed or getting out of that depressed state.
I think you're right. Mentality is a big aspect of, you know, some of these situations we find ourselves in. You know, like sometimes you literally got to count your blessings. Like, I'm feeling depressed. We know the stats said that like 30% of Black and Hispanic men feel thoughts of anxiety/depression on a daily basis. So it's like, once you get hit with this inevitable feeling, how do you shift your focus? You know, you got to really sit down and look like, okay, like, you feel me? I could pay my bills. You know, like, I still got my family. You know, like, I'm healthy. You know, like, I can function. I could move around freely like I want to and shit. You know, like, you gotta like find solace.
But I mean, once again, we gotta acknowledge that systematic oppression does still exist. The game may change, just the names and the players. You know what I'm saying? Modern day slavery is 66% of all prisons being Black and Hispanic. That's modern day slavery. The game may change, just how they present it to you. And I think paying attention to some of these socioeconomic differences and paying attention to how many of us live below the poverty line, how many of our people go meal to meal, how many of our people have to live on government assistance because they are backed into a corner that they can't get out of. I mean, we make up a small number of the nation. You know, I think it's like 12 to 14%. So if we make up this small number and we make up so much of the low end of society, of course we're going to have higher rates of I don't want to say suicide, because we don't have a high rate of suicide. We do have a high rate of teenagers trying to commit suicides in our country, but most Black people don't die from suicide. I think really paying attention to where you are in your socioeconomics, because all of us three in this room, for the most part, we've all been blessed to live a pretty decent socioeconomic life. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we've all had our ups and downs, but we've all been pretty blessed to be all right. That's not a lot of us.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of us. So I think really paying attention to how people are living their day to day, I think that really plays a part in how they feel mentally and emotionally. So I think it all ties in one into the other.
I think it's also personality based too. You know, like us three, we're football players. You know, like we're taught to push through adversity. We're taught to think long picture. We could lose the game, but we're gonna win the season. You know, like everybody isn't trained and conditioned
To just keep going.
to think that way. You know, like
Well, I mean, I'm hearing you, fellas. I am hearing you, but I think it kind of like, yes, we are football players, but football players commit suicide.
yeah, we have mental health
Yeah,
issues
you know what
too
I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Like-
CT is real, all that other shit.
Even without CT, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of football players, a lot of athletes in general
Commit suicide.
For sure.
So, I mean, you could have a good thought process. You can be a strong-willed person. I'm saying, I'm sure the vast majority of these people were. And, you know, if something changes, you know what I'm saying, whether that's some sort of life event or some sort of accident, injury, you know what I'm saying, your mental makeup changes and now you feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So what would be, I don't know. I mean, it's such a tough subject to talk about because I feel like, you know, if we just sit on here and say, oh, well, you know, see through another day and, you know, try to shift your focus, like that's easy for us to say because we're not depressed.
But I mean, yeah. Real
You know,
shit,
like,
real
you know what I'm
shit.
saying? Like, it's real easy for us to sit on this couch and say, oh, yeah, just shift your focus. Like, if someone is thinking about killing themselves, telling them to shift their focus is probably not going to help.
If you are having suicidal thoughts, like to the point to where you're thinking to act on these things, you're really having that urge of maybe doing something in that you need to seek help. It ain't no just pulling yourself out. You too far gone, gang. And I think a lot of people, a lot of parents don't realize that. A lot of us ourselves don't realize that because we spend so much time thinking, well, you know, I can do it myself. I can pull myself out. Now, I'm a be. The other side to it is, I've always felt like it's easier to quit than it is, or it's harder to quit than it is to keep going. Especially when you think of something about life. I've always felt, and
Oh, no, you mean say it's easier to quit?
it's harder to quit
Okay, well,
than it is to keep going.
So you say keep going is the easy portion.
Think about it, bro. Like, okay, prime example.
The quote from Steve Harvey says, if you're going through hell, why would you stop in hell? Keep going.
Same, you know what I'm saying? Same principle. Like, if you're at some of your lowest times, that's not the time for you to give up. I mean, now I know that's hard to understand, and it feels hard in the moment, but
Yeah.
the other side to it is I was getting on that to say I've never quite understood suicide because I think it's selfish as fuck, and that's
I don't
something
disagree.
that
I don't disagree.
that's
I
not,
don't
you know,
disagree.
we can sit here and kiss
Yeah.
people sad asses all day, but let's talk real for a second.
Real shit. No, real,
Okay,
no, real
you have
shit.
a
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Someone, other people around you care about you. Why would you put them through that sort of grief because you're too sad?
Yeah.
That is selfish as fuck.
I wholeheartedly agree, brother.
And-
so let me ask you this. Let me ask you all this. All right, so let's say you are a parent, friend, brother, whatever, and you know someone that you care about comes up to you and says, "Okay, I'm having these feelings." Whop de bam. What do you tell them?
Let's talk. Let's talk.
You gonna
about,
give them a fucking Steve Harvey quote?
Right
Well,
off,
my
mother.
first thing is
Like I hope we're not because you see this on social media a lot. Oh, you know, after, you know, fellas come out and say, you know, I don't really have no one to talk to, you know, fellas like, oh bro, we can, you know, you can talk to me, woo and bam. It's like, all right, if a nigga were to reach out to you, what do you have to offer him in terms of, you know, pouring into his cup? You know what I'm saying? Other than a Steve Harvey quote saying, you know, if you in hell, why would you stop there? It's like shit, if a nigga is ready to kill himself, I'm sure he don't give a fuck up. He don't give a fuck about Steve Harvey. He probably don't give a fuck about hell.
It's about
at this
finding,
point.
it's about finding the root of the issue, and I think having someone to talk to. I know in my personal life, having somebody to talk to just talk through my problem with has really helped me out. Rod, I'll call you in a heartbeat,
Yeah.
and we'll sit and talk some shit out together just because I'm trying to figure it out. And especially when you get in some of these hard moments, especially when you get in some of these hard moments, it may feel like you're alone, or it may feel like you're the only person going through this right now. And I think when someone reaches out to me, because I've had this happen where,
Yes, sir.
Especially Ocho, I know you too. As personal trainers, bro, people come. We wear a lot of hats as trainers. You know what I'm saying? Like I can be. I'm damn near
You're a life coach.
I'm damn near your therapist too. Like when we're talking, I'm trying to help you figure out the root of your issue, because the outside, your body is just. Your body is a temple. So if your temple is looking some type of way that you are not unhappy,
mental stress will affect your physical appearance.
I guarantee
and your
there is
strength.
something else that goes along with it mentally that is causing you to lead yourself down this path.
Yeah.
This doesn't just, it goes hand in hand, and there's always a mental with the physical.
Yeah.
So with me knowing that when people reach out to me, I've had random people reach out to me, and the next thing I know, we're talking about their life issues, and I'm trying to help them figure it out. And that's really what I'm going to do. I'm going to really pour into your cup, and we going to talk about, damn, bro, what's really going on? What happened? You know what I'm saying? Because I can't help you until I have an understanding on where these feelings are coming from. Why? What happened to make you feel this way? Is it something that's happened over a long period of time? Is it something that happened in a short amount of time? What happened? After that, we need to figure out, okay, how do we, one, either change the outcome if we can, and if we can't, how do we move forward and learn to live with it? Because that's what people with PTSD and some of these other things, they say that's the hard thing that they have to learn, trying to learn how to live with some of these illnesses.
Yeah.
So helping someone just learn how to live with it, even if that's just, bro, you know what, how about you just start taking you a walk 3 times a week? Motherfuckers be like, you know what, that sounds crazy as fuck, but I'm going to try it. And that may be the answer, or it may not be the answer. And motherfuckers may try and come back and ask you again, but it's about being that open door for people. If we had more of that in society as a whole, we wouldn't see numbers in suicide going up.
Well, I agree, nigga. It took me, you know what I'm saying, having to, you know what I'm saying, flick you a little bit like I usually have to do for y'all, because at one point y'all was giving us Steve Harvey quotes, nigga.
I had to
y'all
agree
was
with
saying
Ocho.
we
You know what
play
I'm saying?
football.
At some point, I gotta agree with Ocho.
And
You know
when
what
y'all
I'm saying?
brought me onto the couch, I thought we was gonna have a sensitive look into this. So y'all know what I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
like I said,
we're gonna
that
look
shit,
into it. Let's have a sensitive look. Let's not just tell people a fucking Steve Harvey quote.
Yes, I mean, like, in the heat of the
bro.
moment, it's definitely not
Come
a
on,
Steve
man.
Harvey quote. Because, I mean, like, if they're reaching out, this is a 911 emergency. This is a
For sure,
motherfucking
for sure.
code red dog. You feel me? Like, get
Help
here
me,
now. Yeah,
nigga.
literally. So, like,
One of them.
I've been in situations like these. Like, you get those texts middle of the fucking night. You thought you was going to go to sleep. You get those phone calls. They blowing you up. You know, you really got to read paragraphs and shit. But it's like, you have to, at the end of the day, know this person.
Yeah.
And they gotta trust you enough to realize you honestly got their best interest at heart.
But what
A lot
if
of
you
times
don't
when they
know
too
this
far off the
person?
edge, they be like, you just saying that you feel me, you don't really care, blah, blah, blah.
But what
But
if you don't know this person? And this is something that's I've been experiencing with being in these Twitter spaces, bro. Like, being in some of these Twitter spaces, people will lay out their real life problems in real life to a bunch of people that they've never met before. And
It's
they're
like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
yeah, no cap.
No cap.
No cap. Except for isn't it
Like a group therapy.
yeah, like motherfuckers will just air they shit out and ask for people's opinions on it. And I think as much as that shit can be lame as hell to me sometimes, because I'm not here to listen to your problems, I'm here to talk shit. But
Seeing that y'all fucking see.
but hold on,
That's
it
y'all
was
problem.
a but. It was
That's
a
y'all
but.
problem.
It was a but.
y'all
But
problem.
that's selfish of me as a person. So I'm not gonna be selfish most of the time, unless it's some shit that just sound like I can't help you with. Then look, it's 7 7.99 other billion people out here.
And the suicide hotline. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you know what I'm saying?
And
There
you
are
said
other
this-
avenues.
you saying this when you send them
if it's
motherfuckers.
too much for me, bro, I'm gonna send you somewhere where somebody can handle it. But if it's somewhere in the realm of what I know and what I can help with, yeah, I'm gonna try and be that open door for a person.
Yeah.
Because they deserve that, and you don't know if they don't have that in their life. And there's been times in my life where I ain't had nobody to really go to.
Yeah.
And some of my lowest of my lows. And because of it, you know, I understand that damn shit. Motherfuckers so low, they reaching out to a random person to help. Like, damn, nigga, like, I know we really don't know each other, but nigga, like, I'm so down bad. Help me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna turn you down, bro. That's dirty. That's dirty. That's dirty.
Fortunately for me in my situation, I was able to emphasize, you know, the family aspect, you know, like emphasize the shit that they held dear and dear and like valuable. Like definitely think about your loved ones, how they will react, you know, like definitely understand. Honestly, it's not worth it in this situation.
Yeah.
Like they need to hear that too. Like sometimes honestly you gotta get aggressive and it's like, bro, like snap out of this shit. You tweaking, like it's really not worth it.
Yeah.
Don't even let no shit like this take no W. You talking about doing all that? Like, come on, bro. Come back. So, I mean, it's different strokes for different folks, but then you got to press whatever button you can and get them off that ledge. You know, like some people respond to certain stimuluses. I've been in situations where it's like I was able to talk them off the ledge via text. You know, like I didn't have to get on the phone and coaching. Motherfuckers wasn't FaceTime me crying and no shit like that. You know, like.
I done had situations, bro, where I done had to drive to a homie house because, bro, like, homie was talking crazy. And it's like, hold on, bro, like, nigga, you need to relax. What is you doing? And, nigga, I didn't have to do that, but it's about him, bro.
It's
like,
about the empathy. It's about actually, you know, having the compassion for your, for your
like,
brother,
nigga,
for your comrade.
I could never imagine somebody that I know having a problem and me doing nothing about it. That just sounds... Or let me not say somebody I know, but somebody I care about, somebody close to me, and I just hear that you have some issue going on and I do nothing to help. Or I do absolutely nothing. It just doesn't sound logical to me because you reap what you sow, and if you out here not helping motherfuckers, don't expect when you need help, you call somebody, don't expect them to want to help you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't quite understand that, and I think it is important to really reach out to a person and take that extra step because they may not have nobody else to do that shit. And what I found is even if somebody does have that person, like they'll honestly, like that'll grow your bond with that person because then they'll know, okay, well, yeah, I got this person here that's gonna always ride with me, but you know, this person right here, I reached out to them and they was willing to help me too. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of good in it, but overall, suicide is selfish as fuck to me.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Like, get over your fucking self. Get over your feelings. My ancestors was getting their ass whooped every day and was waking up singing hymns and picking cotton.
No.
Depressed as fuck.
We hear about them jumping off the ship. What do you call that?
They did.
It is suicide, brother. So slow your roll.
They did.
So I've always felt similar to Nino. Like suicide is definitely selfish. Like, but you got to be really, 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 really too far gone to even get through that wall to commit that. You feel me? Like,
not necessarily.
I always understand. Like I said, like I kind
I
of get that people can have, you know, like suicidal / depressive thoughts here and there, and then like if it's frequent, sometimes it's an illness, sometimes it's situational. You definitely need a positive environment around you to deter that shit, you know, to nip that shit in the bud.
But the biggest question is why is now in 2022 we are seeing so many people who have stable lives, have stable incomes, have a loving family, and they still feel this feeling of hopelessness, or they still feel like they're not good enough. Where's some of this stuff stemming from?
Well, I mean, you know, on the outside looking in, it may seem like they have all of those things, but we don't know what sort of turmoil is going on in-house. True. You know, we supposed to be having a modern conversation, fellas. We looking at some of these things and we saying, you don't know what's going on inside these people's homes. That's supposed to be y'all saying this shit. I mean.
Hello? Oh, bet. Say less.
Man, tell
Smoking Indo with some freak hoes, rolling woods and popping Skittles, leaning off this dirty Fago, all the freak hoes to the flow. Do the splits, I like that shit, gon' pop that pussy for this grip. Out of ones, we order cash, girl, you know I like that ass.
Baby, you're asking all these questions, I'm not gonna run for nothing, I wanted to. Trust me, you might think that I'm bluffing, it's on you that I'm crushing, the one for you. And we can take our time, I'll go day and night with you.
Well, I mean, you never know what the hell going on in somebody's house. You know what I'm saying? Billy mom could have just got thrown down.
That's what I'm saying. Billy mom.
And now he coming to school pissed off, and now
Yeah.
you say you joking with Billy. Billy haul off, slap the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? Billy was having a bad day, and I think this is kind of a segue for me into why we see so many black men in prison. Because nigga, we see a lot of us. Just ride this way.
All right.
We're at the bottom of the
You know
we're
what
at the
I'm
bottom of the socioeconomic chain.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We know it's harder for us to get jobs, it's harder for us to make money.
Correct.
Right? That leads to more of us being depressed, sad, more of us being on fucking edge. And if you've been on, you can only be on this edge for so long before you up and hop off. And when I talk to some niggas, bro, like, and I shouldn't be, but fuck it. I was just locked up a few months ago, you know what I'm saying? And when I was locked up, I was talking with niggas and getting like some real life stories from some of these niggas that's finna go do a bid, that's finna go sit and do 10. Bro finna have to sit down for 15. He just violated his parole. He finna have to sit down for 3 to 5. Niggas that's really finna have to go through this. And I'm talking like, bro, like why? If you knew you had this hanging over your head, what pushed you over the edge? And just about every nigga said, man, one day a nigga just woke up, he had enough. He had enough of whatever the fuck was going on in his life, and he decided he was gonna do something fucking drastic. And he didn't have nobody around to tell him not to do that shit. So you look up, he done tried to rob somebody, he done got pissed off. He was already upset about his day. He got pissed off about this situation. He done caught a body. It'd be all sorts of crazy situations, bro. Like a motherfucker is just trying to take care of their family. But they wake up in the morning, they get so tired of struggling that they just fucking snap. And that, as a black man who has lived below the poverty line at one point in my life, I could see why that shit could be so much to where a nigga could wake up one day and be like, hey, I'm not giving no fuck about nothing today, bro. Like, I'm liable. And that's just what it is.
And that's why I said I don't necessarily condone suicide, but I understand somebody getting pushed that far, somebody being like, you know what, bro, I'm out of options. Like,
yeah,
I've had enough. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's it.
I understand homicide. That's what I was saying. I'm sorry. I don't understand suicide and motherfuckers.
But I mean, it's all the same thing. You know, you killing somebody.
That's cowardly. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
It's
if you want to kill somebody,
point.
kill yourself.
It's ending a life, bro.
That's cowardly.
Nothing's crazy than ending your own life. You gonna kill somebody else. I mean, that happens.
Cowardly.
But
if you,
we're not even here to do all that.
Yeah, if you feeling sad enough to kill someone, I'm here to tell you, kill your motherfucking self, please. Please.
I ain't mean in that context. I mean as in like,
please.
When I say
don't take somebody else's life because you some sad ass motherfucker. Take yours. I'm here to say it, and y'all can judge me all you want to. I don't play that whole, I'm gonna go shoot up to school and kill myself shit.
Nah, that's
or some people, I'm gonna kill my wife and kill myself shit. No, nigga, you should have just killed your motherfucking self. That's what you should have did.
Okay, but a prime example. Here in the Illinois, y'all just passed this Safety Act, which will allow second-degree murder people to be let out.
Slow your roll. We not supposed to get on politics, Malik, but understand this. If
this shit is kept.
So second degree murder. When we think about Mike Zimmerman, Kyle Rittenhouse, those are all men who were charged with second degree murder. Those are all men who went home before their court date. So in America, you have been able to bail out from a whole bunch of crimes before your trial.
Bail out, but the thing that you guys are doing here is there won't be cash bond, so people won't have to bail out. If I read that correctly.
Yeah, and they shouldn't have to, because what's the difference if someone can raise $10 million for Johnny to bail out, and he killed someone. Why should we keep DeMarco in there because he doesn't have 2 fucking pennies to rub together to bail himself out? That's not fair.
I feel that.
That's simple.
I feel
As
that.
black people, we should understand that because it's been us who's been affected by this.
And that's
the white people commit the same crimes. We still in that bitch.
so.
They outside.
So this ties me back into the whole.
I'll never forget Jerry Sandusky walking his motherfucking dog, him and his wife. It's like, I just want to throw my dog some biscuits. I'm like, you child touching motherfucker. And how are the streets safe, Jay?
And this
That's
takes,
all I'm saying.
this
Don't
takes-
laugh. How are the streets safe, Jay?
This takes me back to the suicide tip, bro. So if we know,
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
if we know that black men ain't got enough money to post cash bond for
Yes.
whatever crime that they may or may not commit, and like we said, motherfuckers are known, niggas will snap. Where one day he was having a bad day, it wasn't premeditated for him to kill this nigga, but he was the straw that broke the camel's back, and in the moment, bro felt like killing dude. That's a story of somebody snapping. That is not the story of
And you will
driving.
spend the rest of your life in prison.
That's not the story of someone driving 2 states over with an AR catching a body. That's premeditated as fuck. So I don't think that's 2nd-degree murder. And I'm not but we're not here to get
That's
into
a
that.
color thing. You know what I'm saying? This is something we're not supposed to be doing this.
We're not
I
here to
thought
get
it
into
was
this.
suicide. Y'all done brought
and
all
I'm
of
trying
this.
to-
shit is related.
Y'all done
All
brought
this shit
all
is
this to the
politics.
depression, suicide table.
Because
Look,
all of this shit
It all
ties into
ties in, bro,
niggas
'cause
being
like we
sad.
said,
Motherfuckers.
depression
Niggas
was
is sad because they
situational.
broke.
all
We said
niggas.
depression was
Is niggas sad
socioeconomic.
right now? That's what I want to know. That's what the word. We did all this. Is niggas sad right now?
but
Jay didn't answer the
here's
question.
the
Malik,
question.
now it's your
Here's the
motherfucking
question:
time.
is niggas not sad at this point?
That's what I'm saying.
Because you
What
gotta
is
look
going
around.
on?
What the fuck going on?
Niggas
Like,
have always been sad. That's
what
what
we
we
said.
just said.
But my
this whole
question
time.
is, how sad are you niggas? That's the question.
I'm okay.
But the
okay.
thing is, you're as sad as you want to be, bro. Like we said, we football players. We're in the mentality.
Hey,
Bro.
hey, you
Ocho,
lost
you
me
did
with that
not
one
bring
too,
me to
Ocho.
this damn
You lost me
depression,
with-
suicide powwow
Bro.
to tell me that people are as sad as they want to be.
Bro, you lost me with
It's
that
a
one.
vibe,
Ocho.
bro. Some people literally like being sad.
Well, that's your problem. Like, hey, don't be trying to make the world sad because you like being sad. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
And
I'm
if you
finna beat both of y'all ass. What kind
if you
That's the
digest
dumbest
that
shit
type
I've
of
ever
shit
heard.
all day, bro,
So if
that
your
shit
nigga
has a
come up
negative
to you
effect
right
on your
now, this
psyche.
nigga been sad for 3 years. What you gonna tell him, bro? You just wanted to be sad, gang. No cap.
We gonna
And that's your
evaluate-
fucking problem.
We gonna
And that's why they on
evaluate
all
his
these
dead
goddamn. No.
I'm gonna
That's
see what the fuck dude be on.
That's why they on all these fucking podcasts and fucking social media now talking
Nah,
about some
bro, listen.
men
No
can't
cap.
talk to each other because here go you niggas. Yeah, bro, your ass is sad, gang. And to
No
be
cap,
honest,
bro.
you been
I
sad
know,
for too long.
No cap, bro. I know some niggas that really do just like being sad, bro. Like, nigga,
Come on, bro.
you
Bro,
got a
nigga, the
good
weekend like
job.
being sad.
You got a good
Some of these niggas
job.
just like being sad,
you got a
bro.
good
These niggas
life.
is in
You
high
gotta get
form.
money.
There's a lot of these niggas out here.
Niggas
Drake
out-
like-
niggas
Drake
out here
like being
scraping for
sad.
That's why I'm
plates.
glad I brought y'all. I'm glad I brought y'all at the cap because I know good and goddamn well I was on the couch. Yeah, you know I done crock spit. No, y'all done talked a few niggas off the ledge, and there's a few other niggas y'all done say, you know what, bro, wrap this shit up, gang. You know what I'm saying? Wrap this shit
Bro,
up, nigga.
because they're nigga.
We got weed and loud.
Why is you like bro?
Right.
You
Wrap
like
it up.
being sad, bro. You
Wrap
like
it
being
up.
fucking sad.
Put
you
the
like
knife down,
doing this
nigga.
shit.
Let me stop.
Like, I know some
there
niggas
goes-
that
I
wake
didn't
up-
mean to make the joke. I didn't mean to.
I know niggas that wake up in the morning and they really do enjoy being sad. And this nigga got a good job. He got a decent house. His family love him. He be seeing his family. His people send him money. I got real life issues. I asked this nigga what's wrong. Oh, well, my cable is out today. Bro, I'll slap the shit out of you, bro. Like, you just want to be sad, bro. You looking for any reason to be sad.
Y'all supposed to look deeper than that.
Bro.
Ain't that what
That's
y'all-
as deep as it gets sometimes, though, because
Yeah.
bro,
Some
literally
niggas be
sometimes you
capping,
gotta
bro.
sit these motherfuckers down and ask them what the fuck going on. Okay, if that's going on, what the fuck we gonna do about it? And if we haven't tried to do shit about it,
Man, sometimes you gotta sit one of these motherfuckers down and tell them, bro, you full of shit. Okay? Your problems are not, bro.
That's
Like,
worse than the damn
hold
Steve
on.
the therapists get paid to tell you full of shit.
Bro, like, no cap.
Absolutely. I'm not disagreeing.
a
Therapists
therapist-
get paid to tell you, nigga,
But
you
y'all
tweaking.
brought us to the table for the sensitive side, goddamn.
Cause
Hell,
all
I
this
could have
shit
said
matters,
this in the
bro.
first
Like I
5
said,
fucking
we
minutes.
only can do this shit the way we know how to do this shit, bro. Like,
Gotta
we
reach
gonna
into
talk
my
about
damn
what
husband
the
and
fuck
ask him
wrong,
what-
but at the end of the day,
In
when we talk
reality-
about problems, I want to talk about solutions too. What's the solution to the problem?
If
we're
you
gonna
always
address the
bring up
problem,
your problems, bro, you want to be sad. You full of shit, bro. Like if you not trying, like I said on Facebook, if you are not trying to, don't complain if you not trying to change. Don't come to me. Don't come to me talking about I'm
Mr.
going
Fix
through
It.
this, I'm going through that, and nigga, I'm
some
trying
people
to
be
help
sad,
you.
They reach out to you for some advice. They don't
And
even
then they
fucking
don't take the
no
advice. Like, bro,
They
what
don't
the
even
fuck is
fucking
your
take the
problem? Nigga, you asked me for the advice. You asked me what could
Alright,
potentially
bro.
help
I'm
you.
glad we had the margarita
I tried to help you.
pull this shit out.
I tried to help you.
So everybody, all the podcasts out there and everyone wondering, this is why black men don't talk to each other.
All of this shit matter though. Like we can talk, but at the end of the day,
This is
like
why.
a part of this talk is gonna be how the fuck can we fix it?
I'm gonna be real. You can come talk to me. All right,
yeah.
but nigga, you better be solution oriented. Don't come to me every time you sad about Bill Smill and Joe Schmo, because I don't give a fuck. Okay,
Yeah, Mary
I'm here
had
to
a little
solve.
Just a second ago, y'all said
I'm
y'all
here to
started nigga off the.
Cause look, bro, you got everybody
Yeah,
gets
nigga, when
one.
it's
You
deep,
heard
but
what
sometimes it
Spider-Man
ain't
said.
deep.
There you go, Jay. Different strokes, different folks. I guess it's one of them different strokes. Then we on the different strokes in there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We
Yeah,
got
You gotta sit
yeah.
down
Them
and ask
other
what the
niggas.
fuck going on? What the fuck can we do about it?
Them niggas that be like, bro, how you doing, bro? I feel like jumping off a roof. Why? Oh, I just feel like jumping off a roof. Well, nigga, you just want to be sad, you sad bastard. So you deal with that. I
If
don't.
that nigga jump off the roof, it's your fucking fault.
You
Nigga,
already
what got
you
on?
said you want them niggas to jump.
Bro, I asked him, bro, why do you feel like
Ben
that?
said he want them niggas to jump instead of him pushing somebody else off. And shit.
I did say that shit, and I meant that shit, and I'm standing on it. But damn,
All
y'all brought me.
these aspects matter in the conversation though.
Y'all brought me to the table.
Because if we say
You know what, Nino? I done had enough. Ocho brought it specifically to the table and
I'm
said
so
for us
like-
to have a sensitive part to it. I done had it. This nigga came with the complete 360. You know what, Nino? I agree. It is selfish. I'm like, what, nigga? We could have said that.
Like
the
I
first
said,
time,
bro,
Bro, that
I can
shit
feel
is.
how I feel about it, but I can still understand the mentality. Like, okay. This led
feel
you
that.
to that.
It's
I
2022 on me.
Agree with your decision.
But I understand how you got to it.
I respect your feelings. You know, I understand and honor your thought process. I really wish you didn't feel this way.
It's like a
I'm
nigga
encouraging you not to feel this way.
It's like a nigga doing a math problem, and you see that his answer wrong, but you see he showed his work. So as he's showing you his work, you see, okay, bro, I see how you could have got to this answer, but this ain't the right answer, bro. Like, nigga, you need to carry this too, and this will be a different answer that'll be the right answer. Now, if I tell you to carry the goddamn 2, and you look at me and you put a 3 up there and you get mad because the answer still don't work well, look, I can only do so much. I'm gonna only tell you once. I'm not gonna tell you twice.
Hey, baby, this
One thing in business is honesty, integrity, hard work, family. Never forgetting where we came from. Thank you, Sean. You are what you are in this world. That's either one of two things. You need somebody.
Like I said, bro, we went to high school.
You niggas are terrible.
Bro, there's so many aspects of this shit, bro. We know some of these motherfuckers, bro. I can't. I dare they can't even say this shit right no more.
You niggas are
Bro,
terrible.
you got a few out of me. All right, look, I'm a cur.
We got 10 solid minutes. If someone was listening, you know what, Palace 35, they get it.
I'm a cur
They
long
get it.
enough for you, not, bro. Don't
And
kill
the rest
yourself.
of the pod, they gonna be like,
Okay, all right.
Tupac cares, don't nobody else care.
Okay, let's.
That's all I'm saying.
Let's try and sum it up with this, Ocho. Okay, listen.
oh, another quarter.
Listen. Oh shit,
Man.
bro. Listen.
You don't know what
listen.
you got to ride.
Listen, don't kill yourself. Let's just start there. Okay, don't suicide.
People
is
care
never
about you. It's
the
not
right
worth it.
answer. Don't ever do that. That's
can
not
get
it.
through it.
Okay, if you need help, reach out to somebody for help. But if you need too much help, seek professional help because you need a little bit too much help. And nigga, I got my own problems I got to deal with.
I'm not a professional.
And my cup, I don't get paid by the hour.
I
for
love
this.
everybody, but I ain't, you feel me? As much as I say I'm Batman, I can't save Gotham.
So look, to try and wrap it up, don't commit suicide.
Nino, you
Love
right.
yourself. You know what I'm
If
saying?
you need help, call someone who can help your motherfucking ass. Because it's hot.
If you need help,
call
get
your
it for sure.
family. Call more than one person. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, if you get 4 different kinds of juices, your glass still full. You feel me? So if that's how you gotta go, that's how you gotta go.
Sometimes you need a motherfucking cocktail. Sometimes you need some jungle juice of happiness.
We done threw 100 quotes at these motherfuckers.
It be like that. Wisdom, you feel me? You need different nuggets of wisdom to get you through the situation. So when you in your situation, you got to understand there's always light at the end of the tunnel. If you're not seeing the light, it's because you're not focusing on the light. Some people just don't want to see the light. Some people don't like light in general. You feel me? All this shit matter.
How you know this nigga ain't like he just can't see it? He ain't seen the light in 3 years. You gonna tell him, you know what, nigga, you don't like lights then. That's what you gonna fix
You
your
need to
lips
turn the
and
lights
tell him.
on, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, like
All
you
of
said,
the lights.
and that's half the damn problem.
Turn up the lights and hit, baby.
I mean, bro, like it's one of them things of there's a fine line between seeking help and dumping your problems on other people. And in today's world, it seems like there is no line for that. People feel like if you don't deal with all of their problems, you don't love them to the fullest, you don't really care about them. And it's like, bro.
That's fact.
And it's like, bro, I got my own problems and I got my own life. You know what I'm saying? I will say, even when I've been at my lowest of the lowest and I ain't had nobody to help me out, you know what I'm saying? I understood. I ain't never been mad at nobody for that because it's like, okay, I understand. You got your own life. You got your own problems. So, yeah, this shit may suck for me, but, hey, like, you still got – that's selfish of me to push all of my problems onto someone. And in today's world, we see that happening too often where a lot of us millennials expect the world to care about our single problems, and in reality, who gives a flying fuck?
Agreed.
Let's
brother.
do this real quick.
Agreed.
If it's one of your worst days, you're in your worst moods ever, how do you yourself pull yourself out? How do you get through that day? How do you wake up the next morning?
I laugh.
I'ma laugh. Shit.
Laughter is medicine. Sometimes it's that simple.
I have a dark sense of humor anyway, bro. So I've been going through some hard ass times and no cap. Nigga, sometimes I just sat in a moment and been like, damn, bro, this shit's so crazy. I can't do nothing but laugh. Like, this some movie shit I'm
This
going
shit wild.
through. Yeah, this shit.
My life a movie. This shit
This
really
shit
crazy.
real life next level. So I you know what I'm saying? I really do believe that laughter is the best medicine because nigga, even if it's just a small chuckle, that you never know what that chuckle could do for a motherfucker. That chuckle could bring a motherfucker off the ledge real quick.
Yeah.
It been plenty of days where I done been in that mode where it's like, you know what? I'm pissed off today. I'm a snap at the first motherfucker that gives me a reason. And somebody will make me chuckle. And I'll be like, well, I guess I'll chill out today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I used to be a hothead. I'll wake up, nigga. Sometimes I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed and I'm pissed off all day. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. I don't give a fuck. And that's just what it is.
I mean,
and it'll be
say
that.
you was sassy.
You know.
Spicy ass.
It was spicy as fuck.
Ooh, wee.
Hey, bro. Hey.
Oh, my
Hey,
God.
look. Fuck it. Nigga, leave me alone. And nigga,
I mean-
somebody give me that little small chuckle or somebody get a good laugh out of me. And you know what? I'll be like, well, I guess today is bearable enough for me to get through it.
Yeah.
So laughter for me is how I've made it, bro. I've been through some real dark times. So laugh more, smile more. People need to quit watching all this depressed shit, watching all
I
this
agree.
sad shit. Like
I
people
agree,
need
man.
to learn how to
I agree.
have fun and look
I
at
agree,
things
man.
from an objective way. Because when you look at some situations that you go through objectively, bro, that shit is hilarious. Like, bro, how the fuck does this happen? How the fuck? This is a 1 in a million chance. And of course,
This how I know my
I'm
life
that
a movie.
I'm that
Yeah,
one.
true.
I'm
True.
that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
in
yeah.
that-
This how I
in
know I'm
the
that
million.
nigga.
Yeah, like
we gotta win if it's shit like this going on. That's what I tell myself.
Motherfuckers pushing me like it's this sort of time.
I must
for
really
me,
be
bro.
that nigga. The devil is working very
It's gotta
hard
be
today.
destined. It's gotta be destined. This shit is so hard. I gotta laugh at it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, a lot of millennials, because these are the motherfuckers who are saying they extra super depressed with college degrees and good paying jobs. I think people need to change their fucking perception. Who gives a fuck about what Lil Durk and Moneybagg Yo is doing? You wanna know why? Because that is not the vast majority of the fucking world.
I mean,
Like I said, a lot of
Entertainment
times
is
you gotta
entertainment.
motherfucking shift your values. Like I said, some people don't like lights. Some people are looking in the wrong direction for the light. So we can equate that to counting your blessings, you know. You gotta get yourself out of that funk and realize maybe shit ain't as bad as I'm painting it, you know. Or like we say, when you talking about getting help, if there are some specific issues and they involve people, talk to them fucking people. Sometimes therapy coaxes people into getting closure. Like, okay, well, you got to address that person and get this shit solved. Because whatever misconception or whatever disagreement y'all having is wearing on your soul and your psyche. You got to solve this first. A lot of times, motherfuckers end up, oh, I had daddy issues. That's on me, you know. Ooh, wee.
Bro, you know what?
Nah,
You know
that's
what?
word. No,
I
that's
feel
word.
you.
Ocho, I shouldn't
I
have
feel
laughed,
you.
but
I feel you.
no, that was word.
Mr.
Like,
Morale.
we was busy. Yeah, nah,
Mr.
nigga,
Morale, like I said, you know, you end up figuring out, okay, I got to fix this specific
And he
issue.
brought a lot of them niggas outside too. I ain't gonna lie, a
Kenny
lot
said
of
real
you niggas
niggas
came
don't go to
outside with
therapy.
that
You feel
shit.
me? He coaxing niggas to go into therapy. It makes sense. Everybody should figure out how to solve their problems. Some people can solve their own problems. Some people need help. There's nothing wrong with needing help because everybody needs help some days. If you think you don't need help, put your motherfucking seatbelt on, if you ask me.
I agree.
All right. I mean, shit.
I brought up this TikTok ass shit at the beginning to emphasize the fact that I feel like mental illnesses are somehow, you know, like kind of, we're desensitized to them, but they're also kind of glorified in a way, which is detrimental to the people that actually have these illnesses, that are actually suffering and can't function
agree.
as normal people in society, you know. So that's why I said, like, my spirit's kind of about this shit, you know, like, you joking about having a mental breakdown and laughing at yourself in the mirror. Some people ain't bouncing back from their mental breakdown, you know, like.
That's real shit. Okay. Okay. Facts.
And the other side to that is if you're imposing your feelings on someone else, you're fucking selfish. So if that person just had a mental breakdown,
The key word was imposing, for sure. Imposing.
and if that person just had a mental breakdown and the way that they deal with their mental breakdown is by posting themselves, laughing about it to help themselves get over it, who are you to selfishly tell them that that's not right? That's selfish. I mean,
Some coping methods are healthier than others.
who are
disagreeing.
you to tell somebody that they're coping unless someone is committing a harm to themselves?
That's what the therapist
or
gonna tell
to-
your ass.
Unless you're doing something to harm yourself or harm others, your coping mechanism is really up to you. And if you feel like you should probably change it, then go see a therapist. If that coping mechanism is not working, go see a therapist. But don't be pushing your insecurities and your sadness onto other people. Let people deal with their sadness the way that they want to. I deal with my sadness by laughing. I will have a whole, like, bro, I will get so angry, I will punch a hole in my wall. And 30 minutes later, I will laugh about it. Because now that I sit back and look.
Black woman to tell you need therapy. I've seen it on Twitter already, brother. I'm just letting you know they're here. They're gonna say you need therapy.
response.
I'm just letting you know, dog. I'm just telling you what I read, brother. I'm just telling you.
Diagnose your ass.
They gonna diagnose your ass,
bitch,
bro.
Bitch, who is you? Are you a therapist? And then even if you are a therapist,
Some of them are therapists. You remember what that black lady therapist got on there and told y'all monkey ass?
She lost her job for that, so I'm not even.
And I'm terrible communicator.
And it was black women that got her fired to take it a step further. There wasn't even niggas, and people was pushing that on niggas, and I'm not going.
And you know, it was black women who got her fired. There's a
that-
lot of black women who agree with the shit.
A lot of black women that thought she was taking it too far too. You know what I'm saying? It was a mixed bag. So once again, it seemed like motherfuckers want to blame everything on the nigga and how he deal with his emotions. But if I'm not harming anybody, leave me the fuck alone. I can fix a wall. That ain't nothing but some plaster or some drywall. All right.
This is my wall.
Ultimately, that just
What
cost
about
me.
if you scared her and now she's traumatized? You just punched the fuck out the goddamn wall like a fucking maniac.
You're scared because I punched a wall?
It's valid.
That's valid, nigga. I mean, that's
He punched
valid.
this damn wall over this 2K game.
That's valid, nigga. Shit, you lose a game of 2K, nigga. You just motherfucking just bully the fucking wall.
I'm cheating.
Well, if that's the case,
Hey, let's wrap it up there. That was the bar. That's what I needed. Jay hit it right there.
And I'm gonna say, if that's the fucking case, man, like
You said what he gonna do? Whatever she
That's what they do.
tell, bro.
Shit.
She
Well,
can get what I'm saying.
2K shit. I know you finna wild out when I.
Well, shorty, every time
When I
I see
say
you
bro.
crying over a stupid ass movie, I'm gonna just say you doing too much, and I'm gonna just feel uncomfortable. And you better not tell me that I can't. Like you can't.
'Cause
have
why
it
not?
both ways. You can't have it both ways.
man.
You can't have it both ways. You can't have
Let's
it
wrap
both
it up.
ways.
Let's wrap it up.
This Ocho to go, man. On a
Let's wrap it
serious
up.
note, mental health is very, very, very important. You feel me? You need to be taking care of yourself. If you feel yourself slipping, you need to rely on your community. If your community has failed you, you now need to expand your horizons and solicit outside help. It's not worth it to me, you feel me? There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. We always have some other shit we can work on. You can get through this storm too shall pass.
Yeah, man.
I was like, bro,
Niggas are great. This was a great episode. If someone was looking for a motivational quote, you for sure got it. I tell you what.
I mean, it's Mr.
Just hold on, we
Nino,
going
man.
home, man.
It's Mr. Nino, man, the tech guy. My little wrap up is gonna be simple. Like, if your people ain't fucking with you, go get help. But try your people first. I ain't gonna tell you that what you feeling is wrong. I'm not gonna validate your feelings. I'm gonna say I personally don't understand it, but your feelings are your feelings. You valid too.
Yeah, I'll be get that nigga a call and
Yeah. Go on.
He gonna tell you, nigga, I don't understand that shit, and move on.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I can't help you, I'm gonna tell you I can't help you. Maybe you need to go find some professional help. All right, and Mr. Nino gonna do the best he can, man. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, y'all, it is smooth Rod Mac Suave Casanova. And I'm here to tell you here at the Palace, we have a quote for you, and we can pull you off the ledge with any one of the 50 mentioned. But on a serious note, to mental health and suicide and depression are serious subjects. If you are someone who is feeling these things, please go and I don't even want to say seek help, but
Seek professional help. Let's be clear.
Use your resources, please.
use your resources because I mean, there are people here who care about you and would like to see you live another day. And I'm sure whenever you stop being sad, you'll probably want to see another day too.
If
That's
shit get
me.
real cold,
that's coming from someone
you can
who's
DM
not
me,
depressed.
you can DM Nino. We go.
That's what
DM
makes
back.
this episode
We'll
so
know if
tough,
Ben gonna
fellas.
DM your ass back. It's cool.
I just gave y'all shit. I just came up and said the same thing. I tried to look all sincere when I said it and shit. Fuck y'all.
I'm also tell you.
At the end of the day, we all said the same thing.
The biggest thing that motherfuckers got to be told is, hey, bro, your problems are not the end of the fucking world. And I know that sounds lame as hell, and I know people say that's rude.
That's cliche.
As a black man, bro, we've been told that for generations. Like, hey, fuck your problems. Like, get out there and pick my cotton. Fuck your problems. You don't get to vote.
So you saying we should another nigga that too? Just keep.
All I'm saying is understand.
Hurt people.
All I'm saying is this 8 billion. It's 8 billion people on this planet. Okay, clearly, other motherfuckers got problems
There's
too.
some
Okay, so
subjects-
let's be respectful of other people's
Some
problems.
subjects we can't be trusted with.
Well, should have
We
go,
out
man.
this season 2, goddammit.
So let me ask y'all this: would y'all ever go to therapy?
Yeah, I guess.
No, I'm not doing it. Can
Can I smoke at my therapist? Like, can I smoke during my sessions?
Sure. Let's say
I'm not
No,
doing
no,
it.
I'll rephrase the
And
question.
if I live a fucking toxic life, that's just the one I fucking
I'll
live.
rephrase the
And
question.
I've already made
Would you
that
go
up.
to therapy if you knew you weren't going to get diagnosed, if you knew you weren't going to get judged, if you could run your therapy session exactly how you want to run your therapy session?
Yeah,
No.
but just know that sometimes I'm finna come in here on
because
bullshit.
then that wouldn't help you. That wouldn't help you. Like, nigga, if you go to the doctor and you say, look here, doc, I'm here. I don't want you to diagnose me with shit. Even if I got it, don't diagnose
Just
me.
sit here and listen.
I'm going to run the appointment, nigga. I'll tell you if there's something wrong with me. I'll write a prescription and then I'm
Like,
going to
let's say like you're not getting prescription. Let's say like all it did was
Write a
emphasize.
prescription point crazy. That nigga writing
Let's say all it did was emphasize
Okay,
the
bro.
conversation and the dialogue.
Okay.
Some people just need to talk this shit out. You know, like I
Yes.
don't need you to put me in no motherfucking straitjacket after I tell you this little piece of information I got.
But what about
Let's
the
just talk
straight
it out.
jacket is needed to help you?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? If you just,
I'm
you
shocked
can't
at the
walk
ball.
in, well, Well, and that's what I'm
taking
saying,
it back.
bro. Like, and this
not what I signed up for.
This is why
You
I can't go to
niggas are
therapy,
terrible.
bro. Because
That's
I
what
will
I'm saying,
walk into
bro.
therapy,
So me,
and I will say some crazy shit. I will walk into therapy, and if this is one of those days where I just feel like bullshit, and I just walk
If
in
I'm
and be
getting
here.
therapy, nigga, I'm finna give you some therapy. We finna talk about this shit.
No, some days it's therapeutic for me to just come in here and fuck with you. So guess what I'm finna come in here and do? I'm finna come in here and just say some of the wildest shit I
He
can
gonna call
think
your
of.
ass a sociopath. See, that's why I say you can't get good. You can't go in there and get
Narcissistic,
diagnosed.
sociopath.
I'm paying
And
for
whenever
it.
your black ass walk out of there and they call you that, don't be on the media talking about some, they trying to diagnose. I don't want to hear this shit.
That's why I said
Because Kanye done did this shit so many motherfucking times. This nigga done got on here and said Kim K had diarrhea. Nigga, you're nuts.
Maybe
He's
she did
crazy.
have diarrhea.
He's crazy. And if you niggas don't think he's crazy, that's part of the
Upset
fucking
stomach,
problem.
diarrhea. You know what I'm
This
saying?
nigga Ocho say, if I go in there, don't get diagnosed. Nigga, no.
Ocho went in there and said he didn't want them
I'm
to
gonna tell you,
diagnose
I'm
him.
gonna
That's what I'm
tell
saying,
your
bro. You wanna
therapist,
talk it out.
diagnose that nigga for us.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go in there and my
Diagnose that
therapist
nigga
gonna
for
tell
us.
you like, hey, he be full of shit because
Right.
sometimes he be coming in here on bullshit. But if you know me, you know some days I am full of shit. So they ain't gonna be telling you nothing new. You know what I'm
Diagnose that nigga what he need to be diagnosed with.
saying? You know what I'm
Fuck is
saying?
wrong with
Sometimes if I'm paying
That's
for
Write
this
his
session,
ass up.
let me tell you something.
Dip him again.
If I'm paying
God
for this
damn it.
session,
Send his ass to the
I'm
principal's
finna come
office.
in here and we finna talk about what I want to talk about, okay? Because you trying to fix my brain. You don't get to pick what we fix. I'm fixing my brain. I'm paying you to help me fix
That's what I'm
my
saying.
brain.
I'm
you
going to
not
make
driving the
look.
boat, bitch.
I feel this way about
I still
that.
drive the
Am I
boat,
tweaking?
bitch. This is my boat
This is why
with my
we
name
need,
on
now,
it.
see, now we could have just left before you clicked the button. Now for a fact, these women know we definitely need therapy. You niggas that say, I want to drive the boat. Y'all, let these people go in there, dissect you, and if you come out with something, be open to that. I thought we were supposed to be open.
I'm down with
brand new men. We're open. We're open. Not hold on. That sound.
That
We're
was
moving.
get-
Don't say that either. It's 2022. It's season 2. Y'all know what the fuck I meant. Anyway. God damn it. Moving on. We're supposed to be open about this shit. If you get fucking diagnosed, you get diagnosed.
All right, and here's what I'm saying.
Shit.
Just understand, if you're gonna be my therapist,
I'm not going to therapy though.
That's
You're
what
not
I'm
even
saying.
going. I'm at least going.
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
not going.
If I'm gonna go, just know some days you may misdiagnose me because I'm gonna come in on bullshit because I felt like it, and that's just what it is. Call it what you want.
What about if they can look past this shit? They know why you feeling like bullshit.
Well, I feel like bullshit and
They
they
can
trying to
look past
dissect
this
that.
shit.
All right, well, look, maybe,
Bro, these people can see right through you.
I feel that. Well, maybe I'm trying to.
These people can see right through you.
I feel
bro.
that, but maybe I'm trying to dissect me one piece at a time. Who are they to say that they get to choose when I get dissected? Bitch, you ain't no personal trainer. This is therapy.
This is
okay?
what's wrong with you
Therapy is supposed to be
millennials now.
at my own pace. This is at
That's
my
what I'm saying,
own
bro.
pace.
I would go to therapy if I could go to therapy and call all the shots. This is what I want to talk about today. I feel like this happened. Let me tell you about this situation. You tell me what the fuck you would have did. You tell me you tell me how the fuck I should have handled this.
Yeah, and at the end of them telling you all that, they come and they put your ass in the motherfucking straight jacket in the small room.
I'm gonna feel betrayed.
That's what the fuck your ass get. If after
I
2
trusted
hours,
you.
that's what the fuck they need to do it then. Do it then.
Well,
No. Because when other bad things happen, y'all be like, well, how come somebody didn't do nothing? How come they didn't try to stop it? And it's you niggas out here saying, well, shit, I want to run my own therapy session. I'm sure every
I don't
woman
need
want
to
to
be
go
stopped.
in
I'm not
and
out
run
here,
the same
motherfucker.
damn therapy
Yeah,
session.
bro, like, hold on.
You
my
niggas don't need to run
trying to
shit.
know
My
world
therapy
domination.
session ain't gonna involve me trying to catch 7 bodies.
I'm not talking about hacking
my
off
therapy
chickens for
session.
fun and shit.
When I say I'm finna come in to bullshit my therapy session, I may come in here and just talk shit.
Who knew what you niggas meant? There's been a lot of things going on in 2022. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be taking this shit seriously.
And taking, well,
I want my
about
therapy
me.
session to assess my parental issues, to assess my emotional issues and shit. I want
So
shit to be smooth.
This nigga going in there giving them the list of what they can and can't dissect. I'm not going there.
This nigga
I'm
gave
just
him a list
saying.
of what they can.
This is what the fuck I want to talk about.
I ain't going
I ain't
there,
talking about
bro.
shit else.
I don't have my fucking leg right now, but I need y'all to work on my shoulders. And if y'all touch my fucking leg,
I'm pissed.
I'm pissed.
Don't
Don't
worry
touch
about
my
that leg.
leg.
We'll get to that leg later.
I'm not here for my leg. I'm here for my shoulder.
I want to fix my shoulder. Fuck that leg.
That's what Ocho's saying. And what I'm saying is I'm not finna come in here with no list of what you can and can't dissect me. But just know whatever you say I got, or whatever you say I got, or whatever.
You gonna need a second opinion. You one of these Joe Rogan motherfuckers.
You gonna have to tell me that a couple times before
See,
I
after
believe.
after COVID, all you niggas see now we can't trust doctors, now we can't trust therapists. Who can you trust?
Jesus.
Who can I
Click the damn thing. Click the season 2, goddamn it. Season